Hi, and welcome to the Bitcoin Brew episode 8. I'm Amy here with my co-host Becca. We are associated with the Texas Blockchain Council. We are a nonprofit working to pass and draft legislation that encourages both Bitcoin and blockchain innovation here in Texas and beyond. We've got a lot to talk about today, how we're weathering a crypto winter here in high summer. We're going to talk about some mergers and some acquisitions that have been going on, as well as some devastating bankruptcies. And lastly, we're going to hash out why now might be the best time to start mining if you haven't already. But first, we're coming off of the 4th of July weekend. Becca, tell me, how was your weekend?
It was great. We had some really great family time, got to see some fireworks, obviously ate a ton of food. Yeah, it was great. How was yours?
So fun. We had a little neighborhood parade, went through the high school, came down to the park. We had hot dogs, and everybody was packed up and gone by 10:30 because it was so hot.
Yeah, it's been like, 105 by 10 a.m.?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty miserable.
Very toasty.
Speaking of 4th of July festivities, the UK had their own celebration over the weekend. They called it Adventure Day, and this was a family fun day centered around Bitcoin in the UK. At a wildlife park in the UK, a group of Bitcoiners wanted to get in on the fun and hosted the Bitcoin Adventure, which was an outdoor family-friendly event focused on Bitcoin education and adoption. They had tons of Bitcoin-inspired games and contests, food available for purchase via the Lightning Network, of course, and lectures geared towards all ages on multi-sig wallets, thanks to Unchained Capital, based in Austin, Texas, on the importance of Bitcoin mining and, of course, other topics.
I could see you flying out there next year to go.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think we'll have it again next year?
Yeah, they're already talking about 2023.
I see like a Satoshi clown walking around, like building balloon animals.
I do think my kids would enjoy it, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Well, let's bring it here because I associate independence and Bitcoin. So let's just have it here.
Start our own.
Absolutely. Why not?
All right, let's talk about it at another time.
Yes, we will, because it's not all fun and games in the crypto market right now. We need to talk about some serious traditional finance player coming to the rescue of a floundering crypto exchange. So Celsius Network is a cryptocurrency loan company that froze all withdrawals and transfers, citing extreme market conditions. This happened on June 12th, and some are correlating this move to the Bitcoin crash that we saw shortly thereafter. Becca, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Celsius has a chance to survive this?
Well, first of all, Celsius didn't cause this Bitcoin crash that we saw right after the 12th. But concerning the trajectory of Celsius based on their performance as of late, paying off their loans, etc., and the fact that they haven't officially filed for bankruptcy yet, I think they have a chance. However, it's very small. They said on June 30th, which was their last official update, that they were exploring their options available, which does not sound promising. Also, Voyager is the latest exchange to bite the dust. They announced officially Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Tuesday. It's honestly sad to see these massive companies struggle so much, and as we're seeing, some are even going under completely. The only silver lining in all of this is that the public is getting educated about the crypto markets, what type of companies are worth investing in, what type of research is important before investing for people like us. The Bitcoin and crypto communities are so intertwined because of the exchanges and the investment companies. The Terra Luna crash affected 3AC, which in turn just demolished Celsius, Voyager, and others. Even this morning, blockchain.com put out a not so happy statement. And this all is just extremely devastating to the market, but it is kind of, in a way, cleaning it out, making it better, more efficient for the next bull run. And I think at this point, it's important to remember that we are early and that centralization is really key for true decentralization to take place. If we were just to call off, everyone who's building on these platforms and making it better, more efficient, then we wouldn't be able to grow. We wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So to have these situations where we're learning from mistakes and even educating the public about it is just part of the growing pains.
you're not the only one with that sentiment. In fact, Goldman Sachs is potentially coming to the rescue of Celsius. They're putting together a pool of restructuring companies, crypto firms, Web3 organizations, and they're going to hopefully bail out Celsius at the tune of about $2 billion. I think this really reinforces the fact that traditional finance groups, they see that they know the market's going to bounce back. So that's why they're going to invest, come in, and hopefully swoop up some of these companies that are just kind of drowning right now.
Very true. Good point. In fact, this year at Consensus, Abby Johnson, who is a multi-billionaire CEO of Fidelity, she said, let me get my notes here so I get it correct. The recent crash of the Terra Luna stablecoin and current crypto winter present a buying opportunity. I have this knee-jerk reaction that if you believe that the fundamentals of a long-term case are really strong, when everybody else is dipping, that's the time to double down. And that's usually the right move.
You know, this lady has weathered 2 storms in 2014 and 2018. She's got some serious street cred, so I'm taking her word to the bank.
I mean, not to mention she's a multi-billionaire, so we should probably listen.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, but not everybody has the same feelings towards Bitcoin.
No, you're right.
True?
You're absolutely right.
Well, I'll tell you about it.
Please.
Peter Schiff, who has been, he's a huge proponent of gold, one of Bitcoin's biggest critics. On Tuesday, Peter Schiff tweeted that his bank had been shut down. And this is what he tweeted. Despite no evidence of crimes, Puerto Rico regulators closed my bank anyway for net capital issues rather than allow a sale to a highly qualified buyer promising to inject capital far in excess of regulatory minimums. As a result, accounts are frozen and customers may lose money. And of course, he goes on to say more. We just have to pause for a moment and take in the irony of the situation. There are so many rebuttals to this, some hilarious, some are, just not as nice. But Peter Schiff has been obviously the loudest critic of Bitcoin. He's on Pump's podcast all the time, which brings a new perspective, and it's refreshing to have a negative perspective every now and then. You don't want to be in an echo chamber. But the president of El Salvador, President Bukele, just couldn't let the moment pass without, just commenting. And this is what he said. How's your bank doing?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
How's your bank going? Sorry.
How's your bank going?
Yeah, it made me laugh, I have to say.
I'm sorry, but the people who ride the highest horses have the farthest to fall. And I feel like this is the case with Peter Schiff.
It's true.
I mean, I just want to riff on him all day long. Like, if you heard his son is totally into Bitcoin, went all in. And he even, talks about what a silly choice his son made.
I didn't know that. That's actually pretty funny. How are holidays for their family, I wonder?
Oof. Tense, indeed.
Talk about money, politics. Okay, so another thing is that obviously banks are important right now, but this is just something to remember that in the future, when banks are looking way different than they do now, and it is, decentralization is, runs the show. We can look back to this and just say, look, this doesn't ever have to happen again. Funds don't have to be frozen, and people don't have to lose money based on a third party interfering.
Absolutely. Nobody could take your Bitcoin for good cause or bad cause.
True.
It's yours. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good tale that hopefully we will return to in the future.
For sure.
You said something about Binance, right?
No,
I'm about to say something about Binance. According to a July 5th study by Binance, last month, Bitcoin miners generated $650 million. Meanwhile, Ethereum miners brought in $550 million over the same period. These 2 assets are netting some seriously significant funds, and the climate is rife with a lot of FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and what's the D?
Doubt, I think.
Doubt, yes. So right now what we're seeing is that miners can be bought, the mining equipment can be bought for a huge discount, 50 to 60% off the pricing we saw earlier in the year. And many of these miners are still boxed and have never even been plugged in. So if you're interested in mining, we're kind of proposing here that now might be a really good time, because even if Bitcoin got down to $5,000 to $6,000, you would still be making some profit. And you and I don't think foresee us getting down to 5,000 or 6,000.
No, but if it does, then I'm definitely going to buy some. Yeah, they say if you have dry powder, then you should. Basically, if you have some cash laying around, now is a very excellent time to get in. You will see great gains on this, whatever. You'll see great returns on this purchase.
Absolutely. And we've got a TBC member who is kind of giving us the hookup here.
True, yeah. So Bolt Mining is a TBC member, and they are our go-to for all things ASIC related and I guess equipment in general.
Very cool. So give them a shout. Bolt.io is their website.
Speaking of Binance, a little bit ago, they are waiving transaction fees in celebration of their 5th anniversary. So you should jump on that.
Well, congrats.
Except that I really wouldn't.
5th anniversary. It's still pretty new.
Yeah, true.
Thank you everyone for joining us on today's brew. We hope that you learned something that you didn't know. Also, we have our consensus interviews. Those are dropping right now, so be checking our YouTube channel for those. And then finally, Lee Bratcher and Dennis Porter did a Twitter Spaces. I think it went live last night. So check that out. That'll be on our YouTube station, and we will see you all next time.
Thanks for watching.